So we're going to talk through just quickly the constitutional crisis. So Trump has announced that um, Elon Musk is going to be in the cabinet meetings, even though Elon Musk is himself not a member of the cabinet. And there's a lot of problems with this. So um, the Constitution explicitly outlines the process for selecting cabinet officials because the founders understood that those positions would wield power over how the country is run. They never intended for unelected, unconfirmed billionaires to have an ear in cabinet meetings. It was never intended that way. So, Article 2, Section 2 of the Constitution states that the president may require the opinion in writing of the principal officer in each executive department upon any subject relating to the duties of their respective offices. The key phrase being principal officer, i.e., a cabinet member. Um, it's been understood for centuries now, or not for centuries, for decades now, um, to mean someone that has been nominated and confirmed. Nominated and confirmed as a cabinet member. That's not Musk. I mean, that's not even halfway Musk. Um, that's not even a quarter of Musk. Um, Here's the other thing. Musk isn't even the administrator of the Doge organization. He's just an advisor. The Gleason girl, it has come out, is the administrator of the Doge organization. So Musk doesn't even run that organization, or if he does, not in an official capacity. So, um, so Musk will sit there, injecting his opinion into discussions about national security that are discussions he should not ever witness, not ever be party to, um, and everything else. So the conflict of interest. And let's be fair, um, SpaceX scored an FAA government contract today. And I don't know if anybody caught that. I have a thing going out about that tomorrow, actually. Um, that the FAA has extended a contract to SpaceX. How is that not a conflict of interest? Um, yeah, Sunshine, I really hope that lawsuits in this case ramp up very quickly and notoriously fast. Um, so perhaps you're just thinking, you're talking about the cabinet meetings, you think, so what? It's just meetings. Musk doesn't even have an official vote. You've missed the point of how power works in Washington. Those meetings are where policy is shaped. So Musk might not have a vote, but he can influence the policy that happens in the room. And that precedent sets an absolutely terrifying condition. Today it's Musk, tomorrow it could be any billionaire. Um, Today it's purported that Trump is going to offer immigrants a gold card. And the gold card, if they pay $5 million to the U.S. government, they could come to the U.S. and live however they want and in whatever capacity they want. Oh, hi, Rosie. Haven't seen you in a while, Rosie. So, the justifiable outrage of a president. Um, Imagine what would have happened if Obama had invited um, George Soros into the White House. Can you imagine the GOP outrage? That outrage would be crazy. Um, I mean, we would hear no end to Obama letting George Soros into a cabinet meeting, and yet here we are. Donald Trump is going to allow Elon Musk into a cabinet meeting. Uh, That's fucked up. That's so fucked up, it's not even fucked up. So let's talk about the legal quagmire of what we're talking. Beyond the obvious constitutional concerns, Musk's presence creates a legal nightmare that nobody has thought about. Cabinet discussions involve classified information that requires security clearances. Musk doesn't have a security clearance. He can't even qualify for top secret or even level 4 secret clearance. Then there's the Federal Advisory Committee Act, which governs how outside advisors can participate in government decision making. That law exists specifically to ensure transparency when private citizens advise the government. That means that anything that Musk talks about in the in a cabinet meeting is subject of an FOIA request. And so I've said this before, if you really want to get on the government's nerves, or you really want to clog up the government, just issue Freedom of Information Act FOIA requests. Like bomb them the shit, bomb them the shit with FOIA requests, because the government is required to reply to all FOIA requests. And if enough of those happen, it's going to clog up the system. Now, here's the other thing about Musk being in the cabinet meetings. Cabinet members are bound by strict ethics regarding conflicts of interest, financial disclosures, recusal requirements. Musk oversees companies that would violate all of those rules. So if Musk is involved in the cabinet, nobody can hear anything? Or is it just you, Sunshine, that you can't hear? Gosh, well, I'm not sure why. I can invite you into the live. Let me just get through this because I'm going to broadcast this later. So, to fully appreciate how fucked up the situation is, we need to understand the historical context. The cabinet is an institution that dates all the way back to Washington, who established it as a formal advisory body to ensure that he received a diverse perspectives on governments. Washington, Jefferson, Hamilton, they all understood that those positions required formal vetting and formal approval by members of Congress. For over 2 centuries, presidents of both parties have respected that structure. If Musk appears in a cabinet meeting, Trump will be the first president who will disobey that structure entirely. Even in our most divided times, this process has been respected. During the Civil War, Lincoln famously assembled the team of rivals for his cabinet, but every one of those rivals was properly nominated and confirmed by Congress, no matter what the fuck was happening from a war perspective on the outside. Musk's inclusion in the cabinet tramples on that history like it's bullshit. That history means nothing. And it says constitutional processes are just inconvenient obstacles that people can ignore. Trump doesn't give a shit about the Constitution. He doesn't care about the Constitution. He thinks the Constitution doesn't apply to him. And as a result, he's just going to continue to trample all the fuck all over it until he can't anymore. So we have to be honest about what we're witnessing. The mask is coming off the oligarchic capture of American democracy. And for years, we've been told that money isn't corrupting our political system. But now we've reached a point where the richest man in the world can have whatever seat at whatever table he wants. And because he's the richest man in the world, he's allowed that. Despite the Constitution saying he can't have a seat at that table, despite numerous laws saying that he can't have a seat at that table, and despite numerous acts saying that he has no right to have a seat at that table. And what I have to hold on to is that our founders, the founders of the United States, were afraid of this. They worried about the corrupting influence of wealth on democratic institutions. They established checks and balances specifically to prevent that. That prevention is not working right now. And so we have a fundamental choice. You know, the Musk situation may seem like just another bizarre development, but this is something that we actually have to fight. We actually have to resist, and we actually have to stand up and say, no, I didn't elect Elon Musk. Elon Musk wasn't confirmed by any member of Congress. He does not have a right to sit in on a cabinet meeting with the president and be privy to information that an unconfirmed member of the cabinet by Congress was not permitted to vet. If we accept this, we shrug and we move on as though it's perfectly normal for unelected billionaires to sit alongside duly elected and appointed cabinet members, even if I don't like any of those cabinet members, like that drunk ass motherfucking bitch Hegseth, who's probably a misogynist and a wife beater. I'm just gonna say, um, or Pam Bondi, who's a dumb blonde that can't litigate her way out of a paper bag. Um, just she can't. Um, yeah, exactly. Accountability. The founders gave us a republic, and if we could keep it, allowing Elon Musk to do the things that he's done, attend cabinet meetings, be in the White House, even though he's not an elected official, even though he's not confirmed by any member of Congress, um, and bending the rules, it's breaking the faith with the constitutional system that's set up. I'm not sure why that's happening. Gosh, Phyllis, I'm sorry about that. Um, that's very annoying, actually. Um, so, yeah, Sunshine, I completely agree. By the way, here, we're just going to do this. See if this works. Hold the line. I'm very sorry you've had to have that experience. Um, that's very disturbing. Yeah, I'm just going to randomly keep picking on people because I do that when I do live sessions at random times to give people a chance to either bitch at me or bitch about the thing that we're talking about. So now we're going to try Phyllis. Oh, civil unrest is going to happen. Um, I have said that the worst possible outcome for Donald Trump. I feel like that's. Oh, here we go. Shit, we lost Phyllis. I tried to invite Phyllis into the live, and then we lost her. But yeah, we're going to experience uh, Sunshine, I don't have any makeup on either. I don't do my makeup or put on my hairpiece um, during the week. So you won't ever see me like that unless it's the weekend. And that's only if I have a hot day. Uh, that's why I drink a shit ton of Diet Coke. So yeah, there's going to be a severe amount of civil disobedience that is going to happen in this country sooner rather than later, and invariably very quickly. Um, so let's see, who else can I pick on? Yeah, I like to randomly pick on people. Um, by the way, I just want to be clear. Does everybody in here read the publication? Wendy the Druid. Does everybody read Wendy the Druid? I'm sure there's people that don't, but I have to ask. Um, because if you read my shit and listen to me bitch and moan like I do most days, then I have to apologize because I know it can get really difficult. Excuse me.
What the heck did you do?
Oh, I just invited you so we could talk.
Did I accept it right? I've never done this
Oh yeah,
before.
yeah, yeah, oh yeah, yeah. Of course, yeah, of course.
Voila! Hey,
Now
so,
you can ask any question or you can complain about anything for 5 minutes. Go.
oh boy. I can't make technology work. I'm relearning technology. So, um, yeah, I can't talk to anybody. I'm surrounded by naysayers, trying not to lower myself to that level and be consumed by the negativity. It's very hard. Yes, indeed. Sorry, the last standing smoker in the state of California.
Oh, I know that's not true. I know that's not true.
Well, I certainly feel like it. Do you know? I can have, well, I don't know if I can say this or not. I can have an ounce of pot delivered, but I can't get any cigarettes delivered.
So my mom and dad live in the East Bay.
Hmm.
So they live in the San Ramon Valley. Um, and I can confirm that at least one of my parents is still an occasional smoker.
Yeah.
Yeah, my mom won't ever admit it, but yes, she is.
Yeah. My family has a long history of mostly female smokers.
Sure,
Our mom,
sure.
from my immediate family, passed from lung cancer, and specifically the one main kind that is caused by smoking. And I've smoked longer than her. Mhm.
That's the thing. So I will tell you, I had my Aunt Mary, lovely woman. She was from upstate New York, and how she ended up in my family, I will never know. She was my grandfather's sister, and she married into uh, a very Italian Buffalo family. And towards the end of her life, I had to fly up there um, to 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 contribute to her care. And at 96 years old, this woman still drank 2 Manhattans a day and a pack of cigarettes. Yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
when I would stay with her, I had to know how to make a Manhattan,
Yeah.
which that's not a fun thing to have to know how to make. And two, that woman was made of wrought iron, and you did not piss that person off.
That's right.
If
Seems
she
like my
got
kind
mad
of
at you,
woman.
yeah, and I can remember a handful of times. I know we're turning this into an Americana discussion, but I remember a handful of times she ran out of cigarettes, and she was like, "Wendy, go get me more smokes." Okay, okay, okay. I'm running down. I'm running down. I'm running down the street.
Back when you could do that under the age of 18 or 21, whatever.
Yeah, yeah. I'm 52. Yeah, there was a time, you know, there was a time you could do that.
And I
Um,
think it's a lot environmental too, in the area where I grew up. Um, I think everybody smoked in the Midwest, pretty much. And I know one time we visited some cousins in a nearby state,
right.
and this was right after the restaurants started the no smoking sections. And there was a sign in the window of the cafe we went to that said, "We don't have a non smoking section." And we fought our way in. So, yeah, but
Oh
yeah, I do tend to isolate and keep to myself and, keep other people away from my stench. But, if you come and see me on my turf, well, screw you. You don't like cigarettes.
gosh.
And it's
So
that
I
right to decide for myself, I guess, is why I get so upset today with losing those rights to be guiding my life in so many ways.
oh
It's scary. My sole
yeah.
source of income is my Social Security. And
Well, I so that's the thing. When we talk about Musk, he's telling all the federal employees, you need to send an email with 5 things that you
right.
did for your job this week.
Mhm.
And I published an article like the day he announced that. I was like, oh, there's no way like a human body is going to read. He's going to use AI
Mhm.
to determine how
Mhm.
effective that is.
Mhm.
And and so um, I'm like, yeah, okay, just wait. Like 1 or 2 days from now, he's going to come out and say, yes, we're using an AI algorithm to determine who we should fire from the federal government and who we shouldn't. And so what that tells me is that technologically, that's what Musk is going to continue to do.
Mhm.
So when he gets to Social Security, or he has already,
Yeah.
um, who gets Social Security benefits is all going to be based on an AI algorithm.
Mhm.
And when that happens, there are people who are going to lose.
Mhm.
And when those people lose, it's going to get really fucked up.
It
And
is.
people,
I went
you
in
know,
and checked my Social Security account online the other day. I hadn't done that in months, and I thought, yeah, I just think I'd like to look see if there's anything new there. It took me a long time to get in, and when I finally got in, it was scrolling with code and listing updates that it was doing, and the bar was zipping across, and finally it kicked me out, and I had to go back and sign in again.
not shocked by that.
Yeah,
As a technologist, I will tell you, not shocked by
yeah,
that.
I know. It made me real nervous. And my only claim to fame, I'm mouthy, that's for sure. I have no filters. And when I was 17, I wrote the message displayed in the Kansas Judicial Center. It says, within these walls, the balance of justice weighs equal. And my intention, I'm not sure whether I was optimistic or delusional as a teenager, but my intention was that A, no one is above the law, and B, we should all have equal representation equal opportunity for representation before the law.
I agree completely.
And it's, even I'm a college educated, old, straight black woman with no filters. And I managed to raise my kids as a single parent on an average income of minimum wage. And I have a bachelor's degree. I missed honors by 200ths of a point. At the time, they called it human resources management. Well, people isn't really my thing, but I do have a head for numbers and computers. And I worked mostly in fraud, fraud and finance, and shutting people down. I can't stand liars and thieves, and that pretty much covers it. I don't understand people anymore. If I ever did, um, I
Well,
just
certainly not now.
no, I don't. And
I mean, certainly not. Everything that I thought that I understood about human beings and how
mhm,
human beings behave and and what motivates people to do, say, and believe things.
yeah,
I'm an educated person. I thought I had a firm understanding about that. And what I have found over the last 60 days, I don't have any idea what the fuck is going on.
I know. I lost a couple of more friends lately, and I'm, you know, looking at it like, well, you've shown your true colors, so I'm not sure you ever were a friend. You
Yeah,
know,
yes, I agree with you completely. I mean, I literally do not, I just do not have any idea.
and I'm
Um,
frequently put in a position to, um, I'm the one being asked to compromise, and that's all fine and dandy up to a point. But I got to tell you, you get to be an age where you just sick and dang tired of always giving in, always being under the thumb, always being silenced. And I think we've reached a point that a good deal of the American people are feeling the same outrage at the overt injustices being carried out at our expense against us.
I completely agree. I
Um,
completely agree. Oh, okay. Um, I'm gonna have to cut this short, actually.
okay, my 5 minutes of fame are up. I'm out of here.
Now you'll be famous though, because
Oh yeah,
I'm going to, try to post all of my lives on my Substack, theslimmoss.com. Um, so if you like to hear yourself talk, go out to the publication
no.
and
And my children have already told me, don't drag me into this. Kids. Well, they're adults, but
oh, you're such a dear.
well, I'm just a grandma. I'm just a mom. I'm just a person who loves pets. And for my intolerance of people, I do love us. I think we have a lot of potential. I'm just a little worried right now.
I think we're all worried. So,
All righty.
well,
Thanks for all you do.
good luck.
You
Keep
too.
reading.
All right. Bye bye.
Okay. So I'm gonna term the live. I will tell you Wednesday night that we will do. I'll do an earlier, like 7 o'clock or whatever, live session, um, and then we'll talk about things. I got started late this evening because I was uh, eating a cheesesteak sandwich, and I didn't want to do that in front of you guys. Um, but tomorrow, for tomorrow's reading, I've got 3 or 4 really good ones that are going to come out in the morning. So read those. Always read the meditation in the morning. I tell this to everybody. uh, who's a subscriber, um, have the Substack app read the meditation to you, because hearing Gaelic being spoken by somebody is amazingly relaxing, and I think everybody should do that. And then I have an interesting herbal post coming out tomorrow, herbal healing post that's coming out tomorrow. So read that also. Um, Thank you, everybody who joined and who participated. Um, keep keep fighting. We we can't we can't get through this without the rest of you. We can't get through this without all of us holding hands together. You know, I'm not doing this shit. Unity. You know, I love you all. Good night.